This video is about RAOB's WindSpeed Colorbar display option. All features shown only require the RAOB basic program unless otherwise indicated. Let's begin by loading a single sounding file. Before exploring the WindSpeed Colorbar option, let's first see RAOB's traditional WindSpeed line graph. To display it, just right-click along the sounding's left margin, and the analysis toolbar will be displayed. Then click the WindSpeed button option. And we now see a thin red line which depicts the relative wind speed gradient associated with the plotted column of wind barbs. But a RAOB customer said he wanted a better visual experience, such as a WindSpeed Colorbar. So let's first remove the wind speed red line. And instead of the gradient bars, RAOB has an alternate option to display wind speed information. Just right-click over the sounding diagram to bring up the diagram options panels. Access the Format tab and see the Stability or Wind Bar options, where Stability is currently checked. Now let's check the Winds option. And let's also remove the Analysis box option since we won't need to plot the wind speed redline gradient, and apply the changes. And here we see the WindSpeed Colorbar. The WindSpeed Colorbar provides a stronger visual representation of the sounding's wind speed gradient, with reds for higher winds and blues for lighter winds. And just like the previously displayed stability bars, you can right-click on the WindSpeed Colorbar for information. Here you see the color gradient, which is being used to create the displayed WindSpeed Colorbar. It also tells you the maximum wind speed associated with the plotted sounding. So in this example, the color gradient represents winds up to 107 knots. This information panel also provides the option to specify the maximum wind speed for the color gradient. Note, however, that this feature requires the optional interactive and hodograph module. So let's now check the manual override option and then enter 75 knots. The resulting display should then be dark red for all winds 75 knots and greater. And here is the new WindSpeed Colorbar. Also notice that the 75 knot wind speed threshold value is printed at the top of the color bar. This is to remind the user that the manual override option is in effect. So let's turn off the manual override option for now, and then load a BuffKit file so we can see how the color bar works with a time series data file. This BuffKit data is for our location in Texas in the month of July. Note that we've scaled the upper diagram limit to the 700 millibar level because now we're going to examine the lower layers for this region's famous nocturnal low-level jet. The low-level jet, or LLJ, normally occurs between 1 and 2,000 feet AGL. So let's loop this BuffKit file, which contains 84 forecast hours over 4 night times. We should therefore see 4 low-level jet events. Because the vertical wind field is relatively weak, and the color gradient is using its default configuration, the low-level jet is barely visible. So let's right-click the color bar and manually set the maximum wind threshold speed to 20 knots, which will greatly enhance the low-level jet layer, and then again loop the data. And let's see that again. And so this completes the demonstration of the WindSpeed Colorbar display option. But just for curiosity's sake, let's plot this BuffKit file on a time height diagram and see what it looks like. You need the optional Advanced Vertical Cross-Section module for this. First, select the Displays menu, and then the Time Height Quick Plot option. And here we have a time height diagram displaying the same surface to 700 millibar region, displaying all 84 forecast hours. And now we'll analyze for wind speed. And now we can see those 4 low-level jet wind events. And that completes the WindSpeed Colorbar video. Thanks for watching.